A Tale of Two. Meet Buster and Whiskers. Buster, a golden retriever with a heart as big as his paws, and Whiskers, a sleek, grey cat with eyes that could pierce the night. Buster was a big, bouncy dog. His energy was boundless, and he could run and jump for hours without getting tired. He loved to wag his tail, a sign of his endless enthusiasm and joy. He loved to play fetch, chasing after tennis balls with unbridled excitement, always ready for the next throw. Most of all, Buster loved making new friends. Whether it was other dogs, humans, or even the occasional squirrel, Buster's friendly nature knew no bounds. Whiskers was a sleek, grey cat. Her fur was smooth and shiny, and she moved with the grace of a dancer. She loved to nap in sunny spots, basking in the warmth and letting the sunlight soak into her fur. She loved to chase after string toys, her eyes lighting up with excitement as she pounced and played. Most of all, Whiskers loved her peace and quiet. She cherished the calm and solitude, finding comfort in the stillness. One sunny day, Buster bounded into his new home. His tail wagged furiously as he took in the new surroundings. He was excited to explore. Every corner, every nook and cranny was a new adventure waiting to be discovered. He didn't notice the little grey cat watching him with wary eyes. Whiskers observed from a distance, her curiosity piqued, but her caution prevailing. "Hello," barked Buster, eager to make a new friend. His bark was friendly and inviting, full of hope and excitement. Whiskers just flicked her tail and sauntered away. She wasn't ready to share her space just yet. Buster tilted his head, a little confused. He had never met someone who didn't want to be his friend right away. Making friends might be harder than he thought. But Buster was determined, and he knew that with a little patience, he could win Whiskers over. Opposites attract, not Buster and Whiskers. Life with Buster was never dull. He chased butterflies in the garden. He barked at squirrels in the trees. He brought muddy toys into the house, much to Whiskers' disgust. Whiskers liked things neat and tidy. She liked to keep her fur spotless. She liked her naps undisturbed. Buster was the opposite of everything she liked. "Must you be so loud?" she hissed one day as Buster zoomed past her, almost knocking over her favourite vase. Buster whined, his tail drooping. He just wanted to play. Why didn't Whiskers want to play with him? The Great Food Bowl Fiasco. One evening, a delicious smell filled the kitchen. It was dinner time. Buster's stomach rumbled. He loved his kibble. He rushed to his bowl, tail wagging excitedly. But when he got there, something was wrong. His bowl was completely empty. Next to it, Whiskers was calmly licking her paws, a smug look on her face. "Did you eat my food?" Buster asked, his bark a little louder than usual. Whiskers yawned, stretching nonchalantly. "Perhaps," she purred, her eyes gleaming with mischief. Buster whined, feeling sad and hungry. Whiskers was being mean again. The Case of the Missing Ball. It all started on a sunny afternoon when Buster, the playful golden retriever puppy, was eagerly eyeing his favourite tennis ball. The ball had always been his most cherished toy, and he never went anywhere without it. The next day, Buster wanted to play fetch. He woke up with boundless energy, ready to chase after his beloved ball. Fetch was not just a game for Buster. It was a way of life, a daily ritual that brought him immense joy. It was his favourite game. The thrill of the chase, the wind in his fur, and the satisfaction of retrieving the ball made his heart race with excitement. He picked up his slobbery tennis ball, his tail wagging hopefully. With a gleam in his eyes, he trotted over to his owner, hoping for a fun-filled game of fetch. He dropped the ball at his owner's feet, looking up expectantly. His eyes were wide with anticipation, and his tail wagged furiously, creating a rhythmic thump against the floor. But his owner was busy. Engrossed in work, his owner barely noticed the eager puppy at their feet. "Later, Buster," she said, patting his head. Buster sighed. His tail slowed its wag, and his ears drooped slightly. He understood, but couldn't help feeling a bit let down. He nudged the ball closer, but his owner was still busy. He whimpered, feeling disappointed. The ball was right there, so close, yet so far from being thrown. He just wanted to play. His heart yearned for the simple joy of a game of fetch, the bond it created with his owner. Suddenly, the ball was gone. Buster looked around frantically. Where did it go? Panic set in as he searched every corner of the room. He spotted a flash of grey fur disappearing under the sofa. Whiskers, the mischievous cat, had made her move. His ball had vanished with Whiskers. Buster's eyes widened in realization. The chase was on, and he was determined to get his ball back from the cunning feline. One afternoon, a storm raged outside. Thunder boomed, shaking the house. Lightning flashed, illuminating the frightened faces of Buster and Whiskers. Buster whimpered, hiding under the kitchen table. He hated storms. They were loud and scary. He wished his owner was home. Whiskers, usually fearless, was also scared. She had climbed to the top of the bookshelf, her fur standing on end. The storm was too loud, even for her. Suddenly, a deafening crash of thunder shook the house. The lights went out, plunging the room into darkness. Buster yelped, terrified. He hated the dark. Hearing Buster's scared yelp, Whiskers forgot her own fear. She couldn't leave him like that. She carefully climbed down the bookshelf and padded over to him. "It's okay," she meowed, her voice surprisingly gentle. "It's just a storm." Buster peeked out from under the table, his tail tucked between his legs. He was still scared, but Whiskers' presence was comforting. Whiskers rubbed against his leg, purring softly. Buster leaned into her, feeling a little braver. They huddled together in the darkness, finding comfort in each other's presence. The storm finally passed, leaving a fresh, clean scent in the air. The rain had washed away the tension, and the world seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. Buster and Whiskers, drenched but relieved, stood side by side, their usual animosity momentarily forgotten. The lights flickered back on, and Buster and Whiskers blinked in the sudden brightness. The familiar surroundings of their cozy living room came into focus, offering a sense of normalcy after the chaos of the storm. Buster wagged his tail sheepishly at Whiskers. He had always been the playful one, often annoying her with his boundless energy. But today, something was different. He had been mean to her before, but she had comforted him when he was scared. During the storm, when the thunder roared and the lightning flashed, it was Whiskers who had stayed close, offering silent support. Maybe she wasn't so bad after all. Buster looked at her thoughtfully, realizing that beneath her aloof exterior, Whiskers had a kind heart. Whiskers flicked her tail, a hint of a smile on her face. She had always been the more reserved of the two, but she couldn't deny that Buster's antics had a certain charm. Buster had been annoying, but he wasn't so bad when he wasn't bouncing around. In these quiet moments, Whiskers found herself appreciating his company more than she cared to admit. Buster licked Whiskers' ear awkwardly. It was his way of saying thank you, of acknowledging the bond that had formed between them. She swatted him lightly, but there was no real anger in her eyes. It was a playful gesture, a sign that she had accepted his apology. A grudging truce had been reached. They lay together peacefully, sharing a moment of harmony that hinted at a deeper understanding and a budding friendship. From that day forward, things were different. Buster still chased butterflies, and Whiskers still loved her naps. But something had changed between them. Buster started leaving some of his food for Whiskers. Whiskers started playing with Buster, batting at his tail with her paws. They discovered they actually enjoyed spending time together. They chased each other around the house. They napped in sunny spots, curled up together. The unlikely duo had become friends. Buster and Whiskers proved that even the most different creatures can be friends. They learned to accept and appreciate each other's differences. Their story reminded everyone that friendship can blossom in the most unexpected places. All it takes is an open heart and a willingness to understand. And so, the tale of the bouncy dog and the sleek cat became a legend, a testament to the power of friendship to bridge even the widest of gaps.